Hi, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about protected members or attributes. So they should ideally be accessed only within the class using methods or let's say functions rather than directly. But here we are going to access them directly and also using methods to see how we can access these protected attributes. Here is my class called employee and it has a constructor and it needs two arguments. So these two arguments are assigned to my attributes. But the first attribute is a public attribute because it has no underscore. But the second one is a protected attribute as it has one underscore. So my salary attribute is a protected attribute. Then I'm having a function called show salary, and basically this function is going to show me the name of the person and then the salary of that person. And you see that when I'm accessing the public attribute, I don't use the underscore, but for the protected, I use the underscore. Then I'm having a function called update salary. And in this function, we are going to whenever we are calling it, we need to pass one argument. So the new salary needs to be passed. First of all, we are checking to see if the salary that is entered is larger than 0 or not. Because if it's not larger than 0, probably we made a mistake and we fall into the else part and we create invalid salary. However, if the new salary that we entered is larger than 0, we are going to assign new salary to our protected salary attribute and then print this message saying that salary updated to, and then the new salary is shown here and the new salary that is assigned to our attribute. And this is my class, basically a constructor and two functions. This function is the show function and this function is the update salary. Then I would like to create an instance or let's say an object of this class. I name it emp1 equals the name of the class employee, and we are passing two arguments, name and salary, and these two arguments are assigned to our attributes. Then we would like to access protected attribute. We can do it directly outside of the class, but it's not recommended, but it is possible at the same time. So I use the object dot the name of my protected attribute, which is underscore salary. So I use the print function to print this value, which is 50,000 because we just initialized it. So this is how when I run the code, we see that 50,000 is printed in the output. So we are directly accessing a protected attribute. It's not recommended, but it is possible to do that. However, a better way to do that is to access via a method or a function. How to do that? So we have a show salary function here for this job actually. So I use the object, then dot the name of the function show underscore salary. And whenever this function is called, it is simply showing the information of the employee and the salary. And we are using the print function to print it in the output. So we see that employee John Doe salary is 50,000. So this is the better way to access protected attributes rather than just directly accessing them. What if I would like to modify these attributes, like protected attributes? In order to modify them, we had an update underscore salary function. So I write down the name of my object dot the name of function and I pass one argument. So this new salary is my argument. Salary is now 60,000. So 60,000, is it larger than 0? Yes. Then assign that 60,000 to the protected attribute and show the updated protected attribute. So we see that it says salary updated to 60,000. After doing the update of the salary, we are calling the show salary function one more time to make sure the modification has been done correctly. So we call it, it goes up here and it shows employee and the salary. So here we see that employee John Doe and salary is 60,000. So to summarize, in this video, we talked about protected attributes, and we learned how we can directly access them and how we can use methods, or let's say functions, to access them. So it's possible to access them directly, but it's not recommended. However, it's better to do that using methods or functions. Also, we learned that we can modify protected attributes, and we had a function called update salary here that was doing the job for updating the salary amount for us. Thank you for watching.